The last section of our sequence here will be just simply adding an effect of a shadow effect on the object so that it can hit the ground a bit more um, clearly. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to make it a vector layer, and then saying this apply and close. And I'm going to create in that vector layer an ellipse that is going to be the size of the ball. Actually, I need to apply a color to it up to the line. And it's a black line. Actually, I'm going to create a new color for it. I'm going to call it shadow. And when I double click on it, multiple options here. I'm going to go here and say, you could do a gradient if you want. I'm going to do also radial gradient with a little bit of alpha. And actually, I'm going to, um, I think it's the opposite direction. This is what I want. Yeah. So that way my object is going to try to maintain a little bit of that soft edge. Let's see how that goes. Create that. I don't want it to be that soft, but a little bit more like that. Okay. I'll try to see if I can work on it. Create the curve doing that, and then I'm going to try to fill it in with this. It's not quite right. I need to correct the object. Let's see if I can change that pivot point of the object. I need to actually change the texture, the gradient texture when I move it. See if we can work in that object. Let me get a bit closer because it's a little too far. There you go. I'm going to just try to make it a little larger there. And actually, let me see if I can get rid of that and just keep this guy. Now I can go back and modify this gradient a tiny bit more. See if I can make it an actual white color. Okay. I'm going to keep it like this for now. I'm going to go back here and edit the gradient 2 one more time. That's a little bit better. I'm going to scale it up a tiny bit more. Tweak it one last time. I don't want this soft part to be cut off so that it kind of gives away the trick. And I'm going to go back here and tweak the transparency a bit more. Actually, I have to do it on both. That should do it. And of course, I'm going to bring it below, oh, not that way. I'm going to bring it below our color layer. And of course, the sketch won't be there when we see it. So now I'm going to rename this shadow. And I'm going to now go to my move tool, my transform tool. I'm going to position it where I want it to start. And there is a keyframe already there, so I'm going to get rid of this initial keyframe. And let me zoom out. Okay. So in my first keyframe, actually, this object needs to be aligned. I'll hold shift before I move it. Roughly there. And then it's going to land right here. I'll try to keep it there. So of course it's changing in scale. So I'm gonna try to get closer there. See if I can change the scale. Change the scale, huh? All right, so I'm gonna try to see if I can do the scale here manually. Oh, all right, we got a problem here, and that is that if I look at the object, let's see how that is. If I look at the object pivot point for the shadow, the pivot point of the shadow is off the center of the shadow. So that's why it's giving me such a hard time. So I'm going to try to bring it to be in the center of the shadow. Right? I'm using the tool to move the axis of the shadow. That way I can try. Let me see if it let me now modify. There we go. That was my fault there. I'll try to correct this one too. I'll try to correct the position there. Let me go closer here to make sure I'm on the right keyframe. Roughly. That's good. That's not a big transformation, the shadow, but I can try. So that gives me the basic foundation of the shadow there. So it's staying with the object. Now, of course, the problem is it's not changing, so it looks kind of fake. Also, it's kind of like um, going ahead of it. So I'm going to try to delay it a little bit. So I'll try to see if I can grab the object and pull it back. That's a tiny bit. Seems to be correct there. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, when it's so far away, I'm going to scale it down. So I'm kind of eyeballing it now. I start very tiny because the very first one is very, very tiny. So it goes big, and then the halfway point, it goes tiny again. And then here I'm gonna put tiny again. all smoke emitters. So we're gonna all right, let's see how that looks. I'll turn off my sketch. That's good. Could be, if you want to move it, you can move it a little bit. So you feel that you want to make it go away from the object. You could move it a little bit. Say, for example, when it comes here, let me turn on my sketch one more time. When it goes here, I can move it up a tiny bit. So you can move it up, down, and then up a little bit. And then of course, as it's getting closer to the ground, it doesn't move that far anymore. That gives it a little bit of a sense of, it's not always the same, in the same position. So it gives a little bit of randomness to it. Let me see if I can see it again. Turn up this one. Go back here. Playback. Yeah, that helps a little bit with the idea of it. And of course, I could have done some additional deformation to it and correct the deformation. This one, there's a little bit of weird deformation that the ball is going when it's going up here. I might need to correct some of this here. It's distorting a bit too much. Oh, hold on. This goes down, up, and then this one. And then that, oh, that's what's happening. This guy got, let me delete this keyframe, see if I can fix that. Because this one here, I made a mistake. This one is that one. This one is the one that needs to be slanted a little bit. Okay, let's see if that makes a difference. Roughly, I can go back and fine tune some more of that. Feel that the first few frames are not quite right, but we get the idea. All right, I'm going to stop it there for now, and I invite you to have some fun with your bouncing ball.